Hello and welcome back to Lordbeck Luxury Cars. I'm your host Harry, and today I'm going to be driving the all-new C8 Chevrolet Corvette 3LT.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
Wow, it is just so satisfying to let that NAVA rep all the way out to the red line.
The C8 Corvette is a very special car for two particular reasons. One, it's the first time the Australian car market has seen a Corvette in right-hand drive without having to go through the rigorous import system, and that is in the last 70 years that this car has been in production for. And secondly, but most importantly, it's the first time the Corvette has not been front engine like most other American muscle cars. Instead, we get a 6.2 litre naturally aspirated V8 mounted right behind the driver's head, which we can get a really good look at through this awesome glass engine cover. Now there's 356 litres of carrying space split between a compartment in the front and a larger one in the rear, which is very impressive considering just how far back that engine is in the car. Now you will need to keep that space clear if you are planning on taking off the Targa roof, which is pretty easy to do, and I'll demonstrate that for you now quite quickly. As you can see, pretty simple to get off on your own, just a couple of clips and it fits lovely back here, which is super surprising considering the engine is right there. With the roof off, I think the package as a whole looks fantastic with the new design language that Chevrolet have gone for. And from a distance, I think you'll find a few people having a double take at the car, getting it confused with something of the likes of something from the stables of Ferrari. And that's because of the really short and angular nose on the car, along with the headlights, really large air intakes down the side, and overall really muscular stance, and I think it's just super dramatic and eye-catching. I really love it. And with that, let's jump in the car, and I'm going to start the car from the key. Hopefully it works first time. How cool is that? Fires up to life from the press of a key. Oh. So first thing you notice when you jump in the car, it's practically brand new. I mean, it's still got all of the delivery plastics all along the doors and stuff, so it smells and feels like a brand new car. Everything is super driver focused. The whole center console, all the climate control buttons and the infotainment screen are all angled towards the driver to make it feel like you're really sitting in a sporty cockpit. These seats feel amazing. They're carbon fiber and they're super padded as well, so I'm sure once we get out on the road, you know, these are going to be super comfortable and supportive. Now with that, let's get out there and see what this thing's like. So, what is it like to drive the C8 Chevrolet Corvette? Well, honestly, I am extremely surprised. The real midpoint of this car, literally, is that 6.2 litre V8 mated to an 8-speed dual clutch transmission, which just really work in harmony together. This engine pushes out just shy of 500 horsepower and 637 Newton meters of torque, which is honestly a heap of power for an NA engine that isn't assisted by any turbocharging or superchargers. And one of the key benefits that you do get from having a naturally aspirated engine is the instant throttle response. Right when you call on it, it's just there and it is very potent. So, like most modern sports cars these days, obviously there is a whole range of different drive modes that you can choose from. At the moment, the car is in its sportiest track setting, which is a heap of fun. But then if you're pottering around town, you can switch between wet weather, comfort and touring modes, all with the switch of a dial. When switching between the different modes as well, these awesome new screens will throw up completely different graphics depending on what mode you're in. So touring mode has a more classic analog sort of look to it, and then when you switch it over into track, you get the rev counter going from left to right, just like in a race car. Speaking of race cars, also has a really cool squared off steering wheel. So it's a little funny when you first put your hands on it, but after a little bit you get used to it. Now let's see if we can beat this California T off the line onto the freeway. Not very difficult. This car's got a claimed sub 3 seconds 0 to 100. Now, the Americans like to get a little bit fancy with their 0 to 100 claims with a little 2-foot rollout, so it's not really that fair. In my opinion, I'm pretty confident that this car would be a mid 3 second to 100 car. The car feels super planted at speed, and the refinement is just crazy. For a car that looks as aggressive as this, it just rides so damn well. Wow, it is just so satisfying to let that NAV8 rev all the way out to redline, and it's just so rewarding to flick up and down the gears with that 8-speed dual clutch gearbox. Value for money, the Corvette C8 is honestly such a good proposition. The breadth of its abilities honestly are just limitless. For a car that you can take down to the shops and potter around in while getting the attention of a car almost twice the value of this, it really is just staggering that an American car company can come just so far in such a little amount of time. And with that, I'm going to leave you with a 0 to 100 and a 100 back to 0. Thank you very much for watching.